Have you ever emptied your pockets at the end of the day, tossed a handful of pennies into a jar, and never thought about them again? What if one of those forgotten coins wasn't worth just 1 cent? La Coins World Lincoln Wheat Pennies 1945 coin but hundreds of thousands of dollars? Imagine spending a coin on a cup of coffee, only to discover later that collectors would have paid as much as $781,000 for that exact piece. It sounds unbelievable, but stories like this have happened in the world of rare coins. The biggest difference between a spender and a collector isn't luck. It's knowledge. While one person sees ordinary pocket change, the other sees hidden history, macroscopic details, and life-changing value. Today, we're uncovering one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in American numismatics, the 1945 mint-marked Monticello Thomas Lincoln Wheat Penny. By the end of this video, you'll understand why experienced collectors carefully inspect every old penny they find, why certain error varieties have become legends, and why overlooking just one tiny detail could mean walking away from an extraordinary fortune. Before we go any further, here's a challenge. If you have a jar of old coins sitting somewhere in your house, pause this video after the next few minutes and check it. Seriously. Most people never look closely at their pennies because they assume every 1-cent coin is exactly the same. That's exactly why rare coins continue to slip through everyday hands unnoticed. Hidden wealth doesn't always arrive wrapped in gold. Sometimes, it arrives disguised as loose change. Now let's travel back to 1945. America was emerging from World War II. Factories that had fueled the war effort were shifting back toward civilian production. Millions of coins were struck to support a rapidly growing economy. The familiar Lincoln Wheat Penny remained one of the nation's most recognized coins, carrying the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks framing the reverse. Every coin minted during this period represents a small piece of American history, but only a tiny fraction possessed the characteristics that transformed them into legendary collectibles. This is where things become fascinating. Many people casually refer to a 1945 Monticello Thomas Lincoln Wheat Penny, combining elements from different American coin designs. The Monticello building is famously associated with the Jefferson nickel rather than the Lincoln Wheat Penny. Because of this confusion, collectors often encounter mislabeled coins, altered descriptions, or internet rumors that inflate expectations. Yet, within the world of rare coins, unusual descriptions and misunderstood pieces often encourage collectors to take a closer look. Sometimes, the greatest discoveries begin with questions that nobody else bothers to ask. But the true stars of the 1945 Wheat Penny series aren't ordinary circulation coins. They're the rarer varieties and exceptional condition examples that almost seem to disappear from the marketplace. These are what many collectors call ghost coins, not because they never existed, but because they surface so rarely that years can pass before another example appears for public sale. Let's talk about the errors that generate serious excitement. One of the most desirable is the double die variety. During the die creation process, if the design is impressed more than once with slight misalignment, letters and numbers may appear doubled. Under magnification, the date, lettering, or inscriptions may display noticeable separation rather than simple machine vibration. Genuine double dies are among the most respected mint errors because they originate during the manufacturing of the die itself rather than from damage after the coin leaves the mint. Another important category involves off-center strikes. Imagine a blank planchet entering the press slightly misaligned. Instead of receiving a perfectly centered design, part of the coin remains blank while the rest displays the design shifted dramatically. Depending on the percentage of the off-center strike and whether the date remains visible, values can increase substantially. Collectors also pay close attention to clipped planchets. These unusual coins were punched incorrectly from the metal strip, leaving curved or straight missing sections along the edge. Because these errors occur before striking, they create distinctive characteristics that experienced graders can authenticate. Then, another fascinating possibility is the broad strike error. Without the restraining collar holding the coin in place, the metal spreads outward during striking, creating a wider, thinner coin with distorted rims. These pieces immediately stand out when compared with ordinary pennies. Now here's where many viewers make a costly mistake. They assume any old penny with scratches, dents, or unusual marks must be valuable. Unfortunately, post-mint damage is not the same as a genuine mint error. Coins that have been squeezed, drilled, polished, filed, or damaged in circulation generally lose collector value rather than gain it. Understanding the difference between authentic mint-made errors and everyday damage is one of the most important skills in numismatics. It is another attention check. If you're already thinking about that old coffee can full of pennies in your garage, you're not alone. Thousands of collectors have rediscovered forgotten family collections that contain surprisingly valuable coins. The next few minutes may completely change the way you look at every Lincoln cent. Condition plays an equally important role. Two identical 1945 wheat pennies can have dramatically different values simply because one survived in pristine condition while the other circulated for decades. Professional grading services examine every tiny detail, including luster, strike quality, surface preservation, and eye appeal. The highest certified grades become incredibly scarce because so few coins remain untouched after more than 80 years. This scarcity creates intense competition whenever exceptional examples appear at auction. Wealthy collectors aren't simply buying a penny. They're competing for history, rarity, prestige, and ownership of one of the finest known examples. Every bidding war tells the same story. When supply becomes nearly non-existent and demand continues growing, extraordinary prices become possible. But what about the astonishing figure of $781,000? Headlines mentioning six-figure or even higher values often refer to extraordinarily rare coins featuring exceptional combinations of rarity, pristine preservation, and significant mint errors, or they may involve unique provenance and extraordinary auction circumstances. While ordinary 1945 wheat pennies are generally worth far less, the existence of spectacular auction results across the rare coin market fuels the excitement that keeps collectors searching every single day. That's why authentication, grading, and careful research are absolutely essential before assuming any coin carries extraordinary value. Think about that for a moment. Somewhere, a penny worth only 1 cent in everyday commerce could possess characteristics that make it irresistible to elite collectors. The average shopper sees spending money. The knowledgeable collector sees microscopic details that can separate an ordinary coin from a remarkable treasure. And here's a question that deserves your attention. How many valuable coins have already passed through your hands without you ever noticing? 1. 10? 100? Most people never inspect dates, mint marks, or unusual features before spending their change. They unknowingly release potential collectibles back into circulation every single day. The market itself has added another layer of urgency. Rare coins continue attracting interest from investors, historians, and collectors seeking tangible assets with historical significance. Major auction houses regularly showcase exceptional American coins that capture worldwide attention. As more people discover numismatics through online communities, educational videos, and public auctions, competition for truly elite specimens becomes increasingly intense. It is something almost everyone can do starting today. Separate every wheat penny you encounter. Examine the date carefully. Look for mint marks beneath the date. Use a quality magnifying glass to inspect lettering, numbers, and unusual design features. Never clean a coin, no matter how dirty it appears, because improper cleaning can permanently reduce collector value. If you believe you've discovered an unusual example, compare it with verified references and consider professional authentication before making any assumptions. Let's add one final reality check with a touch of humor. That penny sitting under your car seat probably won't pay for a private island. But if nobody ever checks their change, nobody ever finds the rare coins hiding in plain sight. Every legendary discovery started with someone deciding to take a closer look instead of assuming every penny was ordinary. The beauty of coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about connecting with history, appreciating craftsmanship, and developing the trained eye to recognize details others overlook. Yet the possibility that an overlooked coin could command an astonishing price is exactly what keeps millions of collectors fascinated year after year. So before you spend another handful of pennies, remember this story. The difference between loose change and hidden wealth often comes down to a tiny mint mark, a subtle doubling, an overlooked error, or an exceptional state of preservation. Those microscopic details can transform an everyday coin into something collectors spend years hoping to find. If this video changed the way you think about pocket change, make sure you're subscribed because we're only getting started. In our next episode, we're uncovering another ultra-rare American coin that most people have handled without realizing its incredible potential, and this forgotten piece has sparked some of the most intense bidding battles the collecting world has ever seen. You won't want to miss it. Have you ever wondered if the penny sitting in your pocket right now could be worth more than a luxury mansion? It sounds impossible, yet every year, collectors uncover coins hiding in plain sight that command astonishing prices. The difference between someone who spends every penny without a second thought and someone who carefully examines their change could be the difference between losing a fortune and discovering one. Somewhere in America today, an ordinary-looking Lincoln cent could be waiting inside a piggy bank, a kitchen drawer, or a forgotten coin jar. And if you know exactly what to look for, that tiny copper-colored coin could completely change the way you think about money forever. Most people see a penny as the smallest unit of American currency. Collectors see something entirely different. They see history frozen in metal, microscopic minting details, and rare production mistakes that transform everyday pocket change into highly sought-after collectibles. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked-about modern coin mysteries, the so-called 2015 mint mark Monticello Thomas Lincoln penny. Along the way, you'll discover why certain 2015 Lincoln cents attract tremendous attention, which mint errors are worth searching for, and why some online claims about six-figure values deserve a much closer look. Before we go any further, do something that might surprise you. Think about where you keep your spare change. Is there a coin jar in the kitchen? A forgotten coffee can in the garage? Maybe an old wallet tucked inside a drawer? After this video, go check it. It may sound dramatic, but some of the most valuable discoveries in numismatics began exactly that way, with someone deciding to look just a little more carefully. Let's start with an important fact. The phrase 2015 mint mark Monticello Thomas Lincoln penny combines elements from different United States coins. The Monticello design belongs to the Jefferson nickel, while the Lincoln cent features Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Union Shield design on the reverse in 2015. Because of this confusion, many online listings and social media posts use misleading titles that attract attention. Smart collectors always verify exactly which coin they are examining before assuming it is rare. That brings us to the real story. The 2015 Lincoln Shield cent was produced in enormous numbers by the United States Mint. Millions entered circulation through the Philadelphia and Denver mints, while proof versions were produced in San Francisco for collectors. At first glance, these coins appear common, and in most cases, they are. But within these massive mintages lies the possibility of something extraordinary, genuine mint errors. Mint errors are the heartbeat of modern coin collecting because they represent accidents that escaped quality control. Since every coin is supposed to look identical, any authentic mistake instantly becomes more interesting. The rarer the mistake, the greater the collector demand. One of the most desirable errors is the double die variety. During the die-making process, a slight misalignment can create visible doubling on letters, numbers, or design elements. Genuine double dies show clear separation under magnification rather than simple machine vibration. Collectors spend countless hours examining Lincoln cents for this exact feature because authentic examples can command significant premiums. Another exciting error is the off-center strike. Imagine a blank planchet entering the striking chamber slightly out of position. Instead of receiving a perfectly centered image, part of the coin remains blank while the design shifts dramatically to one side. If the date and mint mark remain visible, these off-center strikes become especially attractive to collectors. Broad streak errors are equally fascinating. Normally, A collar surrounds the coin during striking to create its proper diameter and edge. Without that collar, the metal spreads outward under tremendous pressure, producing a coin that appears wider and thinner than normal. Even someone unfamiliar with coin collecting can often recognize that something looks different. Then there are clipped planchet errors. Before a coin is struck, blank metal discs are punched from long metal strips. Occasionally, one blank overlaps another punch, leaving a curved section missing. The finished coin carries that distinctive clip forever, making it instantly recognizable as a genuine mint-made error. Die cracks and cut errors develop after striking dies begin wearing out. As millions of coins pass through the press, tiny fractures appear on the die surface. Those fractures transfer onto coins as raised lines. If a larger section of the die breaks away, it produces a dramatic raised blob called a cut. Larger, more visually impressive examples often attract stronger collector interest. It is an important attention reset. If you're already thinking about grabbing your coin jar, don't wait until tomorrow. Check it today. Every day, valuable error coins continue circulating simply because nobody takes the time to inspect them. However, one mistake causes more disappointment than almost anything else in modern coin collecting. Many people confuse post-mint damage with genuine mint errors. A coin that's been scratched, flattened, drilled, polished, squeezed in a vise, or damaged by machinery after leaving the mint usually carries little or no premium. Learning the difference between authentic production errors and ordinary damage separates experienced collectors from beginners. Condition is another critical factor. Two identical 2015 Lincoln cents with the same mint mark can have dramatically different values depending on preservation. Coins that remain in flawless mint state condition display original luster, sharp details, and minimal surface marks. These high-grade examples are considerably scarcer than circulated coins because everyday use gradually wears away their original appearance. Professional grading companies evaluate every aspect of a coin's preservation. Teeny differences invisible to the naked eye can significantly affect a final grade. For modern coins, achieving the highest certified grades can make an enormous difference in market value because so few survive without imperfections. Now let's talk about the number that grabs everyone's attention, $781,000. You've probably seen dramatic headlines claiming an ordinary penny sold for an unbelievable fortune. While extraordinary auction results do exist in the rare coin market, they almost always involve exceptional circumstances. The highest prices are generally achieved by coins that combine extraordinary rarity, spectacular mint errors, pristine preservation, historical significance, or unique provenance. A typical 2015 Lincoln cent is not expected to reach those values simply because it exists. So why do these headlines continue spreading across the internet? Because they remind people of an exciting truth. Rare coins have sold for astonishing amounts, and incredible discoveries still happen. The challenge is separating verified collector information from exaggerated online claims. Serious numismatists rely on authenticated examples, certified grading, and documented auction records rather than sensational stories. It is another quick challenge. Pick a penny 2015 Lincoln cent you have nearby. Look closely beneath the date. Does it have no mint mark, indicating Philadelphia? Does it have ED for Denver? Is it a proof coin with an S from San Francisco? Learning these basic details is the first step toward recognizing something unusual. The modern coin market has become increasingly competitive over the past decade. More collectors are searching bankrolls, attending coin shows, and monitoring online auctions than ever before. Social media has introduced millions of new hobbyists to the excitement of error coins. As demand grows for certified modern rarities, competition for exceptional examples continues increasing. That doesn't mean every unusual-looking coin is valuable. It means knowledge has become the most valuable tool a collector can own. The more you understand minting technology, grading standards, and genuine error diagnostics, the greater your chances of recognizing something special before someone else does. Imagine finding an authentic major mint error hiding among ordinary change. To everyone else, it's just another penny. To you, it's a remarkable piece of American minting history. That possibility is exactly what keeps collectors searching through rolls of coins every single day. Here's a little humor to keep things in perspective. The penny under your couch cushion probably isn't buying you a private jet tomorrow. But if nobody checks those couch cushions, nobody ever discovers the next remarkable coin either. Every legendary collection started with a single coin that someone decided was worth a closer look. As interest in tangible collectibles continues growing, rare coins remain one of the few hobbies where history, education, and the thrill of discovery all come together. Every Lincoln cent carries a story, but only a select few become legends. Those legendary coins are identified not by luck alone, but by patience, research, and careful observation. So before you spend another handful of change at the grocery store or toss another penny into a jar, remember this. Hidden value often reveals itself in the smallest details. A teeny mint mark. An unusual strike. A subtle doubling. An unexpected production error. Those microscopic differences are what transform an ordinary coin into an object collectors dream of owning. If this video made you think twice about the pennies in your pocket, make sure you stay with us because our next episode explores another ultra-rare American coin surrounded by mystery, astonishing auction prices, and one minting mistake that many experts consider one of the greatest modern discoveries in US coin collecting. You won't want to miss what's coming next.